Something that I love that men do is when they never post on Instagram and then all of a sudden they just post a story. And the story is always like the most random thing. Like maybe it's just like a picture of like, I don't know, like a bridge or it's just like a picture of a coffee and that's it. And they haven't posted in like 3 years, but they just post that one story. Like I'm like what? Where's the trend? Where does it come from? It's so cute.
Somebody in the comments, and I fully agree with this because this is what I be doing, said proof of life. Somebody said it's a message that, hey, I'm still alive. Exactly. I've made the exact same message because I'm out here enjoying my life.
Okay, how are these boys confused? What are you confused about? Girls want three things. Three. Loyalty, consistency, and respect. Three things. Just three. What are you confused about?
Somebody in the comments said, you forgot money, so just one thing. Somebody else said, give them those, and then it's only the bare minimum. Somebody else said, and in my experience, women want three things: money, money, financial support, and financial commitment.
Okay.
But I think I still look good.
You can okay. What does your husband say?
I'm not married.
All right. See, one thing you ladies gonna have to get your mind around is you want men to earn, but you want it to be flexible on your beauty and your weight. It's not. And I get dinged for saying it. The smaller the woman, the bigger the ring. And
I don't think. Sorry, not to cut you off.
But see, I get it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to. Whatever you think, man. I put it to you this way. The guys I know, my clients, the men at this level, this is what they're saying too. This is what they marry. And why is it that you want to go back and forth about a pound or two here? Why don't you just get in the gym and lose the weight and give men what they say they want? If you want a man at that level, huh?
It's not that simple.
Well, guess what? Would you like to marry a man that's earning $300,000 or more, so you don't have to work and have kids and work from home?
Yeah, I think everybody would like that.
Well, guess what, ma'am? How easy do you think that is? Let me tell you something else, young lady. Men at that level would gladly switch places with you and simply lose weight and be fit and attractive and easy to get along with versus having to get out there and fight with the sharks. This is entitlement. It's not easy. So that's why the women that do it can get it. I mean, do you understand? I'm trying to be reasonable, but do you understand what you're saying? It's not easy. So
that girl that got up on here trying to sue that Lyft driver because she's too big to fit in his car. Yeah, she just did a little segment with the Breakfast Club. And during that segment, they had brought out an office chair for her to sit in. Like one of those little wheelchairs for you to sit in. Think of it like one of them game chairs, right? She gonna ask like, do y'all got a bigger chair? They had to bring a whole sectional, a whole love seat for her to sit in. And her response was, yes, I like that, accommodations. So they laughed it off because honestly, I felt like they just did that because they didn't want to get sued too, quote unquote. So they brought it up to her in the show. And they were just like, when you had first got here, you had brought something up saying that you like the fact that you was accommodated because we brought you a whole couch. But realistically speaking, you can't expect to be accommodated for every single thing in reality. And she was just like, but why not though? And she tried to compare being obese to the same discrimination and hate that the LGBTQ community be getting. And she was like, y'all make accommodations for them. Why can't you make accommodations for me? And honestly, I feel like there's a very thin line between asking to be accommodated for and being entitled to something. The vast majority of humans are regular sized people. Now, there's a percentage that's super tall, there's a percentage that's super short, and there's a percentage that's big as hell. I feel like as long as you're capable enough to walk your ass to a gym, you do not need accommodation. You're 554 pounds. Not every restaurant is going to have a sectional to pull out for you. Planes are not going to make triple size seatings to accommodate for you. Because realistically, being obese should not be the norm. Realistically speaking, and y'all could cancel me if y'all want to. I really don't give a obesity over 500 pounds, that's not the norm. And to sit here and get mad because somebody can't accommodate you for your size, you don't have nobody to blame but yourself. I live in a building with a 5-floor walk up. What are you going to do? Sue my management because we don't have an elevator? Now you got to find something on the first floor or you're going to have to find something with an elevator. How are you going to get mad at the building for not having an elevator? How are you going to get mad at amusement parks for having weight limits? I'm sorry, they can't accommodate you to go on a ride. How are you going to get mad at a regular cafe for not having couches for you to sit on? Because the little small ass regular normal size chairs are not comfortable for you. You getting mad is just showing your entitlement. And then you try to say like, oh, we don't want to see big people outside. We be telling y'all to stay home. Actually, no. Go outside. Get all the walking that you need to get out of it. All your steps in. Nobody's asking y'all to stay home. And yes, unfortunately, people are going to stare at you if you're 554 pounds wearing a crop top and your belly is hanging down to your knees. They're going to stare at you because it's not something you normally see. If I go outside with a bright pink wig on, they're going to stare at me because that's not something you normally see. If I decide to go outside in a chicken costume, they're going to stare at me because that's something that you normally see. So you can't get mad at people for staring at you. You can't. When you stick out, people are going to stare. Whether it's a good stare or bad stare, you can't blame nobody for that. Like, you really can't. But that's just my take on it, honestly. You can't expect everything to be accommodated for realistically, if you like, for real.
I have been using men for years, and I only realized when I stopped and had to self-motivate for the first time in my entire life. I used the chemical hits, the dopamine, to motivate me to get up, to take care of myself, to show up. I used victimhood to hide from myself. And I use the belief that they don't want the best for me and that they want to harm me to keep myself small. And in this process, I'm learning how to cultivate motivation to show up, to be seen, to be heard, to create, to produce without their emotional energy and the desire to prove them wrong, to show them what I am, to show them what they're missing, to show them what they can't have and what I'm capable of, and even to secure safety from them. And it has been hard. And I am certain it is why most women avoid it. It is a loss, and it is a gaping void with an uncertain future, and it feels like nothing. And that is terrifying when everything you've ever created was brought to life from everything you've ever felt. So I accept responsibility for my actions and my use of men. I love them and I appreciate them for showing up in a role that I wouldn't have even signed up for. Thank you, I accept you, and I release you.
This is weird, but I think I understand basically what she's saying. She needs validation, as most modern women do. They usually always need validation from a man in some form or fashion. We don't worry about men. We don't care about men. Apparently, from what you're saying, you do. And this is what that looks like. You signed up for a role that you didn't even know that you were playing. I didn't even know I signed up for a role. Men always get placed in roles that they aren't aware of. They always have to be the villain when they don't even know that they did anything wrong. Men try to take responsibility. And let me say, there are a lot of dudes out there that don't take accountability for their actions. Bums, Chads, Tyrones, so on and so forth. We're not talking about those type of men. Those type of men get what's coming to them. But for the men out there just living their lives, which is, like, statistically speaking, the vast majority of them, women, modern women, put them into this villain role. Oh, well, it's all of you doing us wrong. We need to decenter men. And even while decentering men, the man is still a villain. How about, get this, how about at some point in time, y'all just live y'all's lives without trying to trash men? Without saying that men are the problem and never take accountability. I will give you 50% of the time that men are the problem. Let me give you 60% of the time. Let me give you 90% of the time men are the problem. I'll even give you 99%. But I want you to take that 1% and own it. I don't want no, well, if he would have done, well, if he would have said, I don't want none of that. And my thought process is most modern women can't even take the 1% accountability to say, I screwed up in this place. I did this wrong. I wasn't right for this. I need to apologize. Y'all won't even take 1% responsibility for the stuff that's going on in your lives.
It's come to my attention that the real skill that everyone needs is something that I'm very talented in, and I've spent over 20 years honing this skill, and that's asking for money. My credentials are I've never had a job and I'm 26 years old. Here's how I do it. Option 1, may I have some money? Option 2, I need some money. Option 3, I want insert item with a link. Option 4, that's my personal favorite. Always gets the point across and usually gets cash in hand in that moment. Now, I'm certainly not telling you to rely on men for money, but they need to be giving you some, okay? And these methods have a 100% success rate of A, getting you the money, or B, identifying that you're with somebody with no money, so then you can leave and find someone who does have some money. Please share this with your friends that are afraid to ask men for money, because there's no reason to be afraid. It's really easy. And after you do it the first time, they'll just start giving you the money, so you don't even have to ask anymore. You're welcome.
And this is the type of behavior that gets you disrespected and thrown away as if you were a commodity. But that's what modern women act like, so good luck.
Sometimes I forget I'm bisexual until I see a gorgeous woman. But then I remember I live in abject poverty and I can't afford women at the moment. So it's grinder hookups for me. But as soon as I can find my way out of the lower middle class, I'm going to marry probably a woman instead of a man because I hate men. That's probably not going to happen though.
What did they be talking about on this app?
I'm 31, I'm single, I live by myself, and I spend a majority of my time at home with my 2 dogs. Today is New Year's Day. We have it off from work, and we're gonna go snowboarding, because it's okay to do things by yourself, even if you're scared. I'm scared.
I love living alone, don't get me wrong, but don't be fooled. 90% of my nights are literally just me sitting in front of my TV or on my phone or reading. This is the setup. This is my dinner. It's just me and my dog, of course. But if I'm being real, like, it does get very lonely sometimes. It would be cool to, on occasion, have a roommate or like a boyfriend or something. I am very independent and confident. But there are days where I kind of just sit there and I'm like, wow, I'm lonely.
So I've been single since the dinosaurs walked among us, and this is the first new year in as long as I can remember that I did not put any sort of like manifesting a partner on my vision board or in my goals or in my intentions for the year, like just not doing it. And it feels so freeing.
I am so exhausted. Just when I thought I landed a job, I didn't even get to start this job yet, and I have to quit. One of the hardest things about being a single mother is finding a job. Being able to provide for your child, especially when the holidays are right around the corner. It's like, just when I thought everything was working out, it's sad to say, but I don't even have a hope. It's freezing in New York. Oh, I hate this so freaking bad. If you got a job hiring in the New York City area, preferably Brooklyn, please let me know. I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm trying with the TikTok thing.
I'm learning that the hardest thing about being single is needing 2 incomes to survive in this economy. Living off 1 income is impossible. And so with that said, if anybody with 2 jobs is looking for a partner, let me know.
Good morning. I'm Carrie. I'm 36. I live alone. I'm single. I work from home, and I'm very lonely.
That sucks for you!
There is a severe issue going on in LA, and it's called Peter Pan syndrome, and it's affecting 4 out of 5 male species. I am noticing that these boys want to be on Foreverland, Nowhere Land, wherever the fit is in Peter Pan that they go, and getting into a relationship is the equivalent of pairing up with Captain Hook, and they're going to drown in sorrow for the rest of their life if they are committed. This commitment, they can't do it. They're committed to their work. They're committed to the gym. They're committed to their friends. They're committed to not dating. It's like you hate commitment so much. Yeah, I've never seen people so committed to the things that they saying are so important that they can't get into a relationship. Like, what's a relationship? Find someone who you have similar interests with. You pair up, say, these are our goals. Do they align? Yes, no. If they do, why don't you guys just tackle the goals together? I bet you, if you had a girl on your team, you would get there way quicker. But no, they have to be all high and mighty. I'm forever young. I'm forever single. Like, just grow the fuck up, especially if you're in your 30s. Like, if you're in your 30s and you're saying, like, oh, I can't commit. Like, I actually am sending you healing powers, healing vibes. You need it. And I pray you get it. And I pray you get it from me as well. Because, like, I'm all in my baddie era too. Don't worry, I'm focusing on myself. But, like, let's team up. I'm down for, like, someone to do the mathematics. I'll do, like, all the face. You do, like, the back end stuff. Like, why? I just don't see the issue here.
Can't go to the mall unless you get a problem happening. I'm not going to run into somebody that I know and you have a white shirt on with your name. Okay?
You're not 20 years old. You don't sit like mine. I'm not 20 years old forever, Mom. White shirt, no, but it's cold outside.
You know what? It doesn't.
20 years old. My boobs are going to sit like this forever.
Please listen to me, Phoebe. I'm taking you home and I'm putting your bra.
Phoebe Joy LaFrance. Phoebe. I've always hated the name Phoebe, to be honest with you, but whatever. You're sitting in here, your mom's trying to tell you, and you're still not listening. You're still not listening. That's crazy work.
You may feel like you're never going to meet someone ever again. You will. I'm like a tree, and people in my life are birds. When you're a tree, like a strong oak tree that's been there for 100 years, birds come, birds go. Some birds build the nest. Some birds don't build the nest.
Talk to him.
You know?
Yeah. Okay.
I can't be upset that the bird flew away. And sometimes the birds know that you are a tree and you're gonna be there. So they feel like they could leave because you're always gonna be there when they come back. So you kind of have to know like where to put people in your life, but you don't own anybody, you know? Like,
yeah,
you just gotta live your life, you know? I like that.
That was a really good analogy.
3 minutes in. That boy potted.
Yeah, that was a good analogy.
I truly did not know that you were the one until I almost blocked you. How did you just know he was the one? To be honest, I didn't. Until God told me, because you had cheated. And so, yeah, we're really, yeah, I said absolutely not. And so I remember,
I was a young man.
You were a young man rolling around the city.
That's okay.
Can I say that?
I was young and still trying to figure out
We were young.
my life.
I think I'm still trying to figure this one out.
I called my mama to ask her for some money, and why she gonna say, you're out there for free? Like, girl, if you don't want to give me the money, you could have just said that. Don't get in my business, please.
I love the way you walk. You look confident.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Huh?
What's your name?
Nasifa.
Lasifa?
Nasifa.
Nice to meet you. Before you go, oh, that's your boyfriend?
That's my friend.
So I need your number.
My number?
Yes. I was just telling your friend is gorgeous, and she was walking like a model with the dress, with the outfit and everything. Yeah. Well, I love your dog. What's his name?
It's Nina.
It's a girl? Can I pet him or no?
Yeah. Careful, she bites.
I have a dog too, so it's okay. Cute. Here, you like coffee?
No, I do not like coffee.
What do you like? Like Moxie's?
Can you leave, bro?
Yeah, I'll leave. 1 second.
Nah. You're not getting
Wait, she said that she was about to give it to me. She said you were her friend, not her boyfriend. So I respect that, but if she told me to leave, I would have left. You don't have to say anything. I love your nails. Have a great night. Nick, don't be so rude next time, alright?
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, because it's finna get to the point where women are finna stop dealing with y'all completely, and a lot of us are already celibate. Y'all got the game completely up. And this ain't even about tricking. Y'all can't even take a bitch on a date to get to know her. Why are we going over houses on the first acquaintance with someone that you met online? Y'all can't do shit. Like, it's actually getting sad, because a lot of women feel like y'all treating them like they ugly, because we see that men put in that type of effort for the women that they want to. So stop texting the women that you don't want and put in the effort for the women that you want. It's not that hard.
Somebody in the comments said, do your worst. I agree. Somebody else said, if you check the statistics, 63% of men are not dating. or pursuing women. Look it up. You have a little computer in your hands, so if you're dating, pool consists of 30% of males, and from there, you have to take out the ones that have different sexual orientations. Then you take out the ones that don't make six figures. Then you take out the ones that don't qualify because of their height. So the dating pool should probably be between 7 and 10%. Enjoy those stats. Y'all fight over the 7 and 10% of guys that y'all think is going to want y'all. Good luck.
The reason why we didn't win because the Trump was at the goddamn game. Trump should not have been at our game.
Not us black women out here homeless. I mean, I said I wasn't going to say anything else, but this is the comment. We love to talk about the things that ain't really doing nothing. Every day somebody homeless with their kids. Can't pay their rent. In the shelter, begging for money. That look like me. But we don't talk about this stuff. We ignore it. We act like it don't exist. We're so educated. But we're also educated homeless women. We're homeless. We have no money. Can't pay our bills. Because we idolize materialistic things that have no value in your life. We're homeless. We're getting evicted. We cannot pay our bills, but yet we brag and brag and brag about how we are so educated.
I think it's so funny that all the men that say they like a natural woman, they like their women to be natural, don't like too much makeup, blonde hair, blah, blah. Then why are you staring at me? Why are you staring at me if you like natural? If we're at a restaurant and you have a natural woman on your side, why are you staring at me? You like natural. You know what I think it is? This is what I think it is. I think they don't want their women to look hot because of the way they look at other women. And they think if their woman dresses like that, whatever. I'm not saying just like a slut, but I'm like, if your woman puts on a little bit more makeup or whatever, yeah, I think the way they look at other women, they think men look at their women like that. And like, listen, we live in a world where you're judged on based on how you look. I don't care. I didn't make the rule. I just play the game. Okay. So if you're going to come out here and say you like a natural woman, but you're staring at women that are not natural, I mean, like, I don't have any work done. My hair is natural. I just have a lot of makeup on, but like, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't let your woman dress hot, look hot, put on some makeup, but you're staring at women that are wearing makeup, that are like this, something doesn't add up. You know what that sounds like to me? Let's get into this for a second. You know what that sounds like to me? To me, that sounds like you're insecure, and it sounds like you are a POS. Insecure and POS. So that was tonight's talk. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.
Insecure about what though? Other men looking at my woman? That's going to happen. But I think what I'm worried about is my woman presenting herself in a way that she probably shouldn't be, right? And you talked about not dressing super provocatively, but oftentimes modern women say you're not going to let her dress hot, and hot and provocative to them is different from total like nakedness, right? To them, not dressing like an S is she's completely naked. She has no clothes on. But to men, they're already stopping you from the jump and saying, you're doing a little bit too much already. But because y'all like to follow the trends of what society's doing, then y'all dress as close to the line as possible. Not you specifically, but a lot of women out there. They dress as close to the line as possible. And then when a man says something about it, you bring out the notepad that you got right there and you say you're insecure and you're a POS. No, you just need to get a grip on life and put some clothes back on.
I think it is utterly amazing how at no point in time it is ever a woman's fault after a divorce or a breakup.
I can do this for a living. And what she had to say. Can we hear it too? Yeah. Okay. All right.
I have been trained, very strongly trained by my mentor, to never believe a woman's story in her marriage. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have gotten sucked into a woman's story because we are so convincing. We are so manipulative. We know how to dramatize and exaggerate the circumstances and experiences in the marriage to suck someone in, to feel sorry for us, to validate us in our victim story, and have even really no awareness to question that story from a woman and try to understand, well, what would the husband say, or what's his experience though? What's his side of the story? And we bring that into therapy. So like I said, I can't tell you how many times over 10 years that I got sucked into a woman's story, and my mentor had to help me break through my cognitive dissonance and get back to the fundamental truth that I know. I've gotten so much better. It's very rare that happens now, but it can still happen because we are so convincing. It's just like, it would almost be blasphemy to not believe some of the things a woman says, and oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, that's terrible, maybe he's not a good man.
Right.
We are so convincing. And I've also had the pleasure over the years where I've worked with a woman. She has a strong story of her husband and how he can be aggressive or controlling and a narcissist. And she paints this story. And then I've had the pleasure to actually meet her husband, because she's tried to, we always want our husbands to change. So it's interesting. Women will convince their husbands to take my men's course, which is interesting because of what I teach men in that course, which is about all our woman ways and how men have to take their power back.
All right.
But I've met these husbands.
See, and I've learned so much just by listening to women. And you heard that woman. Who knows the ways of a woman better than a woman? So the woman is saying that her ex was narcissistic, controlling, just, the worst person. Don't believe her. 9 times out of 10, she lying.
Somebody in the comments said, at least one woman understands. Another person said, so glad I'm staying single. Somebody else said, please keep speaking facts.
Also, did I miss the boat? Like, why are guys saying that girls don't want to be approached? Did I miss that? I was in a relationship for a while, so I might have missed it. It's the way in which guys approach. Talked about this before, but something simple, casual, to the point, kind of snappy. Got to be quick with it. Don't want to miss the window of opportunity. Leave a little something up to the imagination. Eye contact, smile, a little compliment. Girls just want to be complimented. I like your shirt. I like your shoes. Cool shoes. My name is Tom. And ask for her number. Don't be a little bitch and ask for her Instagram or Snapchat. Ask for her freaking phone number. Guys always have to ask for the phone number. Don't give your phone number to the girl, because now the girl has to text you. I don't know what's wrong with people. It's really easy. And if she shoots you down, who cares? Go to the next girl. There's a million. The right one won't shoot you down.